Hey there, my name is Amitabh Elliott, and I want to tell you a little bit about my Vipassana meditation experience. I completed the 10-day course about 3.5 weeks ago, and since then I've had some wonderful experiences in my daily practice, but what I really want to talk to you about is the actual retreat and what my experience was then. So, going in, I deceived myself immensely, and I thought, this is going to be incredibly easy, and I'm going to go in there, and it's going to be a breeze, and I'm going to deepen my meditation practice. And in fact, I even had thoughts that, I might become enlightened on this retreat, and even several times during the retreat. Which is absolutely ridiculous to think that, to have that goal, and I'm gonna become enlightened this weekend or this week. It's just ridiculous. And so, first day we got there, and I was sort of a little confused because I knew there was the noble silence, so that you couldn't talk. So I thought, well, why is everybody talking? But so you can talk on day 0. Day 0 is the first day you get there, and then there's 10 days of meditation, and the 11th day is, I guess that's really the 12th day. You just have a discourse in the morning, and then you leave. So, I want to talk about the first 3 days first, because what happens is you learn Anapana on the first day, and then you practice that for 3 days. And Anapana is a meditation technique that the Buddha taught, where you focus your awareness and attention on the nostrils and inside the nostrils, and so you're putting all your awareness there and becoming absorbed into a single point, so that your mind becomes sharper and more in tune with the subtleness of your inner reality. And those 3 days were absolute torture, because it's a little different when you practice meditation on your own at home, and you do it half an hour a day, or half an hour twice a day, or even an hour twice a day. And you haven't had a real long retreat experience. When you sit for 10 hours a day, your mind will start to percolate up. The deeper unconscious mind starts to percolate up, and you start to get down to its level of perception. And the thoughts that arose in those 3 days were so shocking, only after I was able to look at them, And the negativity that arose, the judgment that arose, the blame and that arose was inconceivable to me. I didn't know that kind of angry thoughts. I didn't know they were in there. And yet, I would say that there's nothing really in there. It's more like there are energetic stored energies and mental habit patterns, energetic mental habit patterns that create these type of negative thoughts. And I blamed everybody for everything mentally, thankfully not verbally. I created assumptions about every single person I saw, and just real vicious thoughts about everybody else except for me. And then extreme thoughts of self-doubt, that I wasn't going to be able to make it through the retreat, that I was going to go home, that I couldn't do it. And then after 3 days, by the third day, I started to get it. And I want to really thank again, as I have a couple times already, my friend Matt, who I met there, and he was one of the servers, and he said to me, it's really hard, but you'll feel something probably by about day 3. And he really, that encouragement really helped me stick with it. And so after 3 days, by day 3, on about the second last meditation, I started to feel it, and then I was hooked. There's no way I'm going home. This is it. This is so much deeper than anything I've ever experienced. And then you learn Vipassana the next day. And Vipassana is a scanning method of, once you can awaken that sense of awareness and become in tune with its deeper subconscious mind, then you can scan your whole body and feel sensations, different types of sensations, some subtle, some gross, throughout your entire body. And sometimes you will feel no sensations. And so the positive sensations are craving, the negative sensations are aversion, and the neutral sensations where you feel nothing are ignorance. And while they're not those things, this is how we can use them to become equanimous and happier in our lives. And so after 3 days of absolute torture, they taught the Vipassana technique, and I learned that quickly. I started to experience the sensations very, very quickly. And by day 5, I was friggin' vibing, and I was just loving it. And then the mind also came in and rebelled, although it took me a few days to realize what it was doing. And it started saying, all right, well, this is just a formality now. And now I just have to wait out these days and go home, and now I know how to do it. So, there's not really anything more to learn here. And so my mind created this conversation for a couple of days, and then it wasn't until probably day 7 that I realized, oh wait, this is my mind again, creating a fantasy and a fiction and a lie to keep me from getting really deep and really doing this work. And then I really dug my heels in and hunkered down and started making some progress. And so it's an incredible experience of Vipassana. It's incredibly hard. It's probably the hardest thing you'll do in your life. In fact, one of the managers, Bob, he gave a little talk in the beginning on day 0, and he said that there was an Olympic athlete, I can't remember who, had won gold medals and incredibly apt Olympic athlete, and he went and sat a course, and he said it was way harder to sit a Vipassana course than it was to train for the Olympics. And I would tend to agree, even though I've never trained for the Olympics, but honestly it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But it's doable and it's achievable. If you stick with it, if you make that commitment that I'm going to stay no matter what. There were a number of people that left on the first day apparently, and somebody that was actually kicked out because he could not control himself, let's just say that. So you need to have a real commitment that you're going to exercise your will to stick with this and really, really put a concerted effort into learning this technique exactly how it's taught. You don't have to worry about food. Everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about where you're going to stay. A couple things you need to bring. You need to bring your own bedding, need to bring a couple of towels. I would bring probably 3 towels, because you could reuse your towel a couple of days maybe. You can wash your clothes there, not in the wintertime of course, but in the summertime they have clotheslines, you can wash your clothes. And I'm talking about the retreat in Egbert, Ontario. I'm not sure where you are, but they have these centers all over the place, and I'm sure they have similar amenities. There was a shower and a washroom. We had our own bedrooms. Some people had to share bedrooms. Not that many though. And so it's a fairly comfortable facility. You can't talk on your phone. There's no, you have to observe noble silence, and there's no speaking, no eye contact, and no physical contact for the first 9 days. On the 10th day, the noble silence is lifted. But if you haven't gone to a Vipassana meditation retreat, I would highly, highly recommend you do. It'll change your life and give you a reference point for this technique and instruction on how to do it. And then you'll want to keep going back. I just booked 2 more. I'm going to serve in October, and then I'm going to go back and do another 10-day retreat in November. And then I'm probably going to try to do the 3-day short course in December, which spans from the 19th to the 22nd. So during 2012, I'll be sitting in noble silence, which I think is a great way to spend this so-called monumental astrological event. So, I love you. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your meditation. Enjoy your Vipassana course. And when you go back, really stick with the practice. Because if you do it twice a day, it'll be hard in the beginning to stick with it. But just like working out at a gym, after you keep going for about 4 to 6 weeks, the first couple of weeks you want to give up. First couple of weeks you start making excuses why you can't do it. And by about 6 weeks, the muscles don't hurt so much anymore, and it becomes easier, and you start to get into this flow, and then you actually really enjoy going, because it's a way you can release and sort of train yourself to be healthier. And that's what Vipassana is. It's just a mental health. And so, love you. Have a great day, and send me a message if you go to a course and let me know.